Okay, so I shall take a seat and wait to greet a few people. Hello, Leanne Harper, Crazy Hot Yoga. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is joy of joys. Somebody sent me a request. So Leanne Harper, this class is for you. So Leanne said, could we do a class that's kind of focused around the lower back area, because, you know, lockdown, things like that, you spend a lot of time sat down, so it all kind of manifests in the lower back. So I thought, yeah, this is great, because I suffer, I've broken my back twice, so I kind of have to have this little, it's one of the reasons kind of yoga came into my life in the first place, but I kind of have this little program that every now and again it kind of tightens up and gets stiff. So I almost have a little routine that almost does this all the time. So I have two vertebrae that are fused together, and occasionally my sciatic nerve sort of sits into this and it gets pinched, and so I get a lot of sciatic pain and things like this. So I had to have a little sort of routine that just sort of releases any tension in that lower back. So it's kind of like, this is just my practice that we're going to do. This is what I would do if I'm trying to loosen off my lower back. Okay, and it involves, like, you do a little bit of self-massage, and it's basically just getting that area moving and get the energy back into it, because the back, the worst thing you can do is sit still, you know, because it wants to move, it wants to thing. So when you sit still, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So what's the answer? The answer is just to move. Okay, so we're going to start with your feet hip distance apart, and your knees are kind of just soft, relaxed. And then we're just going to move our hips as far forward as we can towards the front of the mat, and then all the way out to the left, and then all the way as far back as you can, and then all the way around. So I'm just making big circles through the hips, really. Start slow, don't try and get over before you've started. You can maybe bring your hands into your lower back and lean forward and come around. That can make you feel a little bit more stable. But as you get out to the right hand side, really push the hip out to the right, so you get that stretch through the side body here. Because a lot of the manifestation of pain in the lower back is not actually from the lower back at all. It's from sort of all of these muscles around it in the hips, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. So all the way out to the right, back, all the way out to the left, forward. So you find that side one, you probably feel really tight in the side of the hip. Well, this is really going to help your lower back if we can loosen off these side areas here around the hips. And then come to the center. So then we're going to turn around. You want your feet the same place, but then you're going to bring, I don't know whether you can see that, bring your thumbs into your lower back like this, your hands around the side, and then just start to massage those muscles up and down the side of the spine. So you'll find your tailbone is kind of here, so you kind of want to start at the tailbone, thumbs either side, you kind of push in, make two like circles, and then release, and then push up and into the lower back, and just work your way up into the small of the back. You might find that, oh, a little lean back as you get higher up. You can maybe get your thumbs into them muscles a little bit more. But if you close your eyes, you really sort of, your focus centers in, so you can really feel them tight muscles in the lower back. Okay. Okay, so right hand out to the side, palm facing up, and then you're going to bring it up above your head, and you want to take a hold of your wrist with your left hand, and then lift it up as if you're trying to sort of lift it up out of the socket, And then move your right hip all the way out to the right hand side of the mat, and then lean all the way over to the left. And then with this left hand, really draw that arm up and over the head. You want to feel like you're really pulling that arm, so you feel that stretch from the side, through the side body here, all the way up through the lateral muscle and out through. So big stretches and big breaths. And then come to the center and just swap over. Take hold of the left wrist, lift up, and then let the left hip go out to the left hand side of the mat, and then lean over to the right and really draw that arm up and over all the time, keeping that lean. Big breaths. Inhale to the center and just let the arms come down. Give the arms a little shake. Okay, so we're going to time this with the breath. This is a way of loosening off the back. Again, we can get tension in the back from the hips here, from the glutes, and certainly from the hamstrings if the hamstrings are tight. So what we're going to do here is like a little flow. So I will explain it first. We're going to time it to the length of the inhale. So I would start with my hands at my heart space. I'm going to inhale. At the end of the inhale, my hands come together into a prayer. And then on the exhale, I'm going to soften my knees first. And then the exhale finishes at the end of, right at the very end of your forward bend. Then there's a little pause in between the exhale and the inhale. And then you would inhale and roll up through the spine and open the arms. And the inhale finishes when the hands touch here. And then exhale, fold forward, let the exhale last all the way down, that little pause, and then inhale, rolling up. So you get what I mean? We're going to time it to the length of your inhale and exhale. So don't let inhale like this. Time the inhale, make it a nice big breath. We want to energize the body, you see, and then exhale, we're going to roll and roll up. So we kind of want to roll down through the spine, yet roll up. So I'm going to roll down like this and roll up. So really we're just energizing the spine. Okay, hands are at the heart space. Inhale. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Let the exhale last the full length. That little pause. And then inhale. Control the inhale all the way up as you roll up through the spine. The inhale finishes when the hands touch. And exhale, roll down through the spine. Little pause, inhale. And then just go at your own time with your own length of your breath. So what I mean is everybody's inhale and exhale is a different length. Close your eyes, focus on the breath, and that rolling of the spine, you want to try and feel like there's almost a wave motion as you roll down, you roll back up. So just keep on going until I say when. Inhale. And the next one will be your last one. And finishing with the hands at the heart space, eyes are closed. Just focus on the breath and the sensations that are happening inside the body. You might feel a little dizzy, but just nice big deep breaths. Inhale, open the eyes. Open the arms wide, reach up, salute the sun. Exhale, this time straight legs with a straight back. Bring the hands onto the knees and lift up to a flat back. Draw the shoulders back, tummy is in. So with the legs straight, you're just going to slowly, slowly let the top half of the body relax down towards the floor. So it's not a race, just nice and slow. Just let it happen and see how far the top half of the body will go before the knees want to bend. So once the knees want to bend, just come up to wherever that is and let the top half of the body relax from there. And maybe after a couple of breaths, you can release the top half of the body and just let the top half of the body hang. But this is, if you feel really, really tight in the hamstrings, this will be one of the reasons why you feel the tension in the lower back. So just let yourself hang. And now we're just going to make like a infinity sign, so like a figure of 8. I'm going to bring my hands out to the right and back around and then around to the left. So nice and slow, just making this figure of 8. Crown of the head is relaxed down to the floor. But nice and slow. Every time you feel that little rotation, you'll feel that lower back start to open up on the right as you go around to the left, and the same as you go to the opposite side. So really the top half of the body, you want to keep that as relaxed as you can, even though it's moving, and keeping the legs nice and straight, and a nice steady breath, keeping your tummy in, because that gives you space to fold forward and breathe into the heart space. Soften the knees, slowly roll up through the spine, open the arms, reach up, bring the hands into fire hands like this, and then reach up, move the hips forward towards the front of the mat, and then reach through the fingers and lift the head, look up to the fingers, create a gentle back bend, but all the time creating length up through the fingertips, tummy is in, strong breath. On an exhale you might be able to go a little bit deeper, but again, don't just fold into the back, keep this reaching up through the fingers so you're reaching away from yourself all the time. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, fold forward. Let the top half of the body completely relax. Shake the head out, yes and no. Tummy is in. Lift up to a flat back. So if you need your yoga block when you're doing these forward bends, make sure that you've got that ready. If you need that, you might want to bring it round to the left hand side of your mat. So lift up to a flat back, and then see if you can turn all the way around to the left so you can get your shoulders in line with the outside edge of the mat. So if you need your yoga block to do that, that's fine. If you can do it by bringing the hands to the floor, and then lift up to a flat back as much as you can, straight legs, tummy in, and then exhale, fold over the outside of that left leg. Remember, you can lift a little bit on the inhale and relax into it, find some space. Well done. Inhale back to the center. If you're using your block, bring your block to the center and exhale into a forward bend. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Bring your block around to the right. And then exhale, turn all the way around to the right. Try and get the shoulders square to the outside edge of the mat. Lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over the outside of the right leg. Well done. Inhale to the center. And then exhale, raise the right leg up behind. And then step back into a low lunge, drop the back knee down to the floor and walk that left leg forward. So come up, you want to be square on to the front edge of the mat, so you don't want your hips rolling out, nice and straight, and see if you can bring the hands down to the floor. So again, if you need your yoga block, you can bring your yoga block here, but you're going to try and walk the hands back until you can straighten the front leg. So The goal is straightening the front leg, not the forward bend. Forward bend is just like a little cherry on the top. So what you're looking for is this leg straight. So if that means that you've had to come up to here with your yoga block to get your leg straight, that is exactly where you need to be. Okay, if you can, you're going to bring your hands down towards your front foot. Lift up to a flat back, create some space, tummy is in, and then exhale as you fall forward, bring the crown of the head towards the toes, not the knee. So inhale, lift, exhale, fold and forward. Remember, you can use your yoga block. If you're folding forward and your knee is bending, come back up to where the leg is straight and try and relax there. But if you can, fold forward and then see if you can walk your hands forward towards the front edge of your mat. And then move forward, turn them left toes out to the side and bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder, left hand onto your knee, and then relax your hips as far forward as you can. So you turn these toes out, it helps that knee open out to the side. And then just move your hips forward and roll your chest open. You can push this left knee open as you roll and twist and look up over that left shoulder. So you'll feel this instantly in your lumbar. So again, if you want, get that magic thumb around the back and start to massage that muscle in the lower back. So from the coccyx, the tailbone, just up into the small of the back. All the time you're trying to relax your hips forward. Okay, and then we're going to come into this area here, which is kind of right around the outside of the hip. And then you really want to push into there and just massage them muscles around the hip. Because again, this area, when this is tight, the pain manifests here in the lower back. But you'll walk around for days going, oh, I don't know where it is, I don't know where it is. It's because it's in your hip here. So you can make a fist like this and you can hit yourself into that muscle and just loosen it off. Hold on, and then see if you can roll the left hand open and reach up for the ceiling. Turn the head, look up to that hand. Well done, bring the hand down to the floor. I shall turn around for this piece. And then we're going to walk that right foot across the mat, the left foot across the mat to the right hand side. So you want to turn onto the side edge of your foot like this. And then as you move your knee, you bring in your knee across to the left. You want to roll onto the top of the foot like this and bring that knee across the front of your mat. Now, if you're really super tight in the hips, get your yoga block or your cushion, pop it underneath that hip, and that'll just help support you. And then bring your hands forward. So if you feel any tension in this front knee, let that foot come back towards the back edge of your mat, and that'll take a little bit of that out. And remember, support that hip underneath with a cushion if you need to. But this is direct feed right into that sciatic nerve. Okay, so you want this left knee slightly out to the left. If it's in front of you, it'll make you feel like you're tipping over. If you are feeling like that, the block under your hip. And then this back leg, try and walk that back leg away towards the back edge of your mat. Okay. So that's pretty intense, isn't it? This is our old friend the pigeon. And you can come down towards your forearms. You can make a little pillow for your head. But just Nice big deep breaths. So this is one of them poses that has such a physical effect. I mean, you can really feel it happening. So what we do is we mentally attach to that kind of feeling, when really we need to let that go and observe and breathe and relax. So we're not reacting to the pose, we're observing it, trying to relax as much as we can. Well done. Come back up onto the hands, turn the toes under, lift the back knee and step back to a downward facing dog. Walk the heels up and down, shake the head out, yes and no. Tummy is in. So as you drop the heel, turn your tailbone up to the sky so you can really, as the heel goes down, you lift up so you get that full stretch through the hamstring, and then onto the opposite side. And then raise the left leg and then make big circles, the knee out to the side and in. So you start to really rotate the hip. And then bring the feet together, push the heels down, push into the palms. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step, walk or jump your feet forward to the front of the mat. Lift up to a flat back. Tummy is in, shoulders back. Exhale, forward bend. Bend the knees, bring the hands to the floor. Step your left foot back into a low lunge. Drop the back knee down to the floor. And then walk that front foot forward a little. Again, if you need your block, bring the hands down to the floor and walk the hands back until you can straighten the front leg. So remember, there's no cheating on this. It's either straight or it isn't. So you want to be always where it's straight and then just trying to relax into that space. So allow the muscle to come to you rather than try and force it. If you can, lift the chest, inhale, exhale, walk your hands forward towards the front edge of your mat. Well done, lift the head, come forward, turn the right toes out to the side, left hand under the shoulder, let the hips move forward and roll that right shoulder open, and then bring the thumb into the lower back, massage the lower back. Oh, feels too good. Feels so good, I forget what we did before because I'm having so much fun. Okay, and then round the hip. So back into that, right round the side of the hip. Now you might feel really tight in here. Really push into them areas and sort of knead them. And that'll free off any tension in there. And then of course, you know, you can make that fist and you can just work around the muscle and round the hip. Well done. Then see if you can raise your right hand up, reach up, look up. Well done. Bring the hand down to the floor. Walk that right foot across to the left hand side of the mat. Remember, come onto the outside edge of the foot, and as you come forward, kind of roll onto the top of the foot as you bring that right knee across. So you want that right knee slightly out to the right, and then walk that back leg back and let the hips come down towards the floor. I know, right? This is the sunshine side. I bet you this is the sunshine side, isn't it? Feels great. You think, why doesn't the other side feel like that? Maybe the other side was the sunshine side. Who knows? Let's see if you can come down onto the forearms, maybe make a pillow for your head. If not, just stay up with your block. You might be able to come down onto your block like this. We're all the time just thinking about release, release. Don't push. Don't attach yourself to it. Just observe it. Breathe. Well done. Come back up onto the hands. Turn the back toes under. Lift the knees. Shift the weight forward. And then step back into your downward facing dog. And again, walk the heels up and down. Shake the head out, yes and no. And then raise that right leg and then make nice big circles through the hip. One way and then the other. And then come down and onto all fours. Yes. So we're going to have our cat pose. So as you exhale, draw the tummy in, tip the tailbone under and really push into the hands, spread the back, breathe into the back, let the head hang. And then inhale, just let the belly completely relax, sink into the lower back, stick your tail in the air, draw your shoulder blades together and back and look up. So you're opening all of the front of the spine as you close all the back of the spine. And then as you exhale, tummy comes in, you close all the front of the spine as you open all of the back of the spine. So you were going to do 3 or 4 of these, but you again do them at your own time. You know, your length is your length, so time it with the breath. As you exhale, the exhale should finish at the end of the push, and then as you inhale, make that last all the way until the head is lifted and the inhale ends, and then there's that little pause. But close your eyes and bring your attention to what your spine is doing. If you visualize it closing at the front and opening at the back, and then visualize it closing at the back as you open all the front of the spine as you inhale. One more. Inhale up and then come to a flat back. Okay, so what we're going to do is raise the right leg up behind, and then we're going to draw that in to our chest and curl our head in, and then inhale, we're going to lift. So you see as I lift the heel high, so I create this back bend in the lumbar here. And then as I exhale, I want to really roll the spine closed. Inhale, open, lift the heel, lift the head, draw the shoulders back, create a big back bend. Exhale, close, roll up into a little ball. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one, inhale, open. And exhale, close. Come into all fours. Set yourself. Inhale, raise the left leg. Lift up through the heel, lift the head, look up. And then exhale, roll into a little ball. Draw the knee into the face. Inhale, open. Shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the heel. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale to all fours. So, walk your hands forward a little bit towards the front edge of your mat and walk your feet back towards the back edge of your mat a little bit. Then move your sit bones all the way back to the back right hand corner of your mat. And then as you inhale, you're going to come all the way up the right hand side of your mat, across to the left front corner, all the way down the left side and across. So again, at your own time, we're going to do a few of these. So you're kind of inhaling as you come forward and across, and exhaling as you come back. So again, close your eyes, feel what your body is doing, how the hips are moving. Again, if we open the shoulders, it's stretching the side body, releasing that lower back. Push all the way back, inhaling forward. And then go in the opposite direction, so all the way over to the left, up the left hand side of the mat, across to the right, down the right hand side. And just one more. And then come to an extended child pose. Open the knees so your tummy can relax between your legs. Fingers are forward, forehead down to the floor, and try and relax as much as you can here. Big breaths into the belly. And inhale, come up and onto all fours. So this next pose is really simple, but it's surprisingly difficult because you have to focus when you do it. So yeah, we're starting on all fours like this, and I want to keep my shoulders in line with this outside edge of the mat. So that means I don't want them to roll like this. So the best way to do that is if I look right at the middle of my mat and keep my hands at shoulder width apart. So then what I'm going to do is, by keeping my head straight, I want to draw my right hip and my right shoulder together. So I just want to kind of close this. But what I don't want to do is this. Okay, I just want to move the shoulder back and then move the hip in towards it and kind of draw them two together. But you see how if I do that from the front, I draw the shoulder back, squeeze the hip together. But you can see how I stay straight on. I'm not turning around like this. So we want to activate these muscles, you see. We're singling these muscles out. Okay, so focus on the front of your mat. Draw your right shoulder back and then squeeze your right hip. So you really want to close that side of the body. You'll feel this side open as you do it. And then inhale to the center, exhale. Left shoulder back, squeeze the left hip. Remember, don't turn, just shoulder and hip, squeeze that together. Inhale to the center. So we're going to do it twice more on each side. So again, you just do it how you feel. When you're ready, it's exhale because we're closing that side of the body. Exhale, right shoulder back, squeeze that right hip together, keep the shoulders square. Might feel a little cramp. And then inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. One more. Exhale to the right. Back to the center. And then left shoulder to left hip. Squeeze that in. And then back to the center. So we will finish that with some cat poses. So inhale, exhale, tummy in, turn the tailbone under, push into the floor, stretch the back, let the head hang. Inhale, lift, take the tail in the air, relax the tummy. Exhale, close. And then come to a flat back. So again, just walk your hands maybe one hand further forward. And this is really fairly simple. We want to keep the arms straight, shoulders back, and I'm just going to inhale and let my hips come down to the floor, and then I'm going to push all the way back to an extended child pose. So inhale all the way forward, keeping the arms straight, shoulders back. As the hips go down, let the chest come forward and lift the head, draw the shoulders down the back, create that lovely long back bend. Exhale, extend out with the counter pose of child pose. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower the hips, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift the head, look up, create that back bend, let the weight of the hips draw down. Exhale all the way back. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower the hips, draw the shoulder blades together, lift the head, look up, create that long curve, and exhale back to a child pose. So inhale forward, exhale, lower the hips. So this time we're just going to move into one hand, so we're moving from one side of the mat and across to the other. Just letting the hips stay up off the floor so we create that little well for the lumbar, and then just gently move from side to side. Okay, lower the hips down onto the floor, hands are under the shoulders, elbows are in, draw the shoulder blades together and down the back, breathe into the tummy, exhale, breathe into the tummy, inhale, use the back muscles to lift the head and the heart, and then raise the hands. Breathe into the belly button. Make a little pillow for your head and relax the head down to the floor and just shake the hips from side to side, rock your heels from one side of the mat to the other so it releases any tension in that lower back. And then lifting back up, so hands are underneath the shoulders, elbows are in, shoulder blades are together and tucked back, and inhale to your cobra this time. Lift the head, look up. So you're going to move all the way over to the left, down to the left hand, across to the right hand, and up and around in your spontaneous cobra. And then in the opposite direction. And then make a little pillow for your head. Shake your hips from side to side. Breathing into the tummy. And then inhale, lift the head. So we're going to bend the right leg. See if you can reach back with your right hand. You might be able to pop your belt around your legs for this, but take a hold of the feet. Try and draw the knees together, toes together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So this might be far enough for you. Breathe into the belly. Maybe you can lift the head and the heart, push the feet into the hands and lift the knee. Breathe into the tummy. Well done. Release. Make a little pillow for your head. Shake your hips from side to side. Breathe into the tummy. And when you're ready, inhale up onto all fours, and then we'll do our cat pose again. So exhale, tummy in, tailbone under, inhale open, exhale close. Come to a flat back, bring your toes together, and then open your knees as wide apart as you can. So in an ideal world, which I know isn't always the case, you would want to have your sit bones resting on your heels. Now if you're really tight on the knees, you want to sit up onto your block or onto a cushion and take some of the strain out of the knees. But once you've got your knees as far apart as you can, open them up a little bit more, and then sit the weight down, bring the hands onto the knee, palms facing up, thumb and first finger touch, and close your eyes. Now you'll find that it's maybe trying to almost like lift you up off the floor, so just think, let go, the front of your ankles will be feeling this as well, but we're opening up into the hips. So bring the hands down onto the knees, and then we're going to move all the way over to the right, and then forward all the way to the left, lean back, and just create these circles through the spine. And then in the opposite direction, people will be saying, no, Dave, my hips, no. And then come back to the center, bring the knees together, sit down onto your left hip, swing the feet forward, and come to seated at the front of your mat. So if you need to sit up on your block, or if you need your belt, get a hold of them ready, and then lift any muscles away from your sit bones, sit up nice and straight, try and get the legs straight, toes are drawn back, and lift up through the spine. So tummy in, crown of the head is lifted, chin is level with the floor. So left hand is on my lap, right hand is on top, thumbs are touching, eyes are closed. Open the eyes, open the arms, inhale, reach up, and exhale, tummy in, folding forward, reaching for the shins, the ankles, if you can, the feet. Don't forget, you can pop your belt over your feet, lift to a flat back, tummy in, and then exhale again. Think head is moving towards the toes. So once you're here, what we're going to do is we're going to gently pull the right foot, draw that right shoulder forward a little, and then rock the left foot. So just gentle rocking movements with the shoulders, just to move across the lower back. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach up, salute the sun, look up, and then bring the hands around the back and see if you can turn your fingers facing away from you, and if you can bring your little fingers together and your hands flat onto the floor, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together, tip your tailbone down into the floor and lift your chest. Create a back bend while opening the heart space. So the more you squeeze them shoulder blades together, tip the tailbone down, nice big breaths. Bring the chin level with the floor, bring the hands forward, bend the right knee and bring that right foot to the outside of your left knee, and then sit back away from that. As you draw that knee across towards your left shoulder, bring your left hand up and over and your right hand behind. So you want this back hand as close as you can, as in line with your coccyx, and then as you straighten that arm, draw the shoulder down so it lengthens the spine. Take an inhale, and exhale, turn, look over your right shoulder. And release, turn all the way around, have a little counter twist. And then we're going to bring that right foot to the inside of the left knee, or the left thigh. Lift any muscles away from your sit bones. If you need your belt, pop your belt over your foot, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, falling forward, take a hold of your belt or your foot. Lift, find some space, and exhale, relax into this. Don't push, because you think you're pushing here, but you're really loading up the torque in this right knee, so just be careful. And release. Come back up, and then what did we do? I can hardly remember. We're going to take the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Remove any muscles from your sit bones. Straighten this front leg. Open the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fall forward, reaching for your belt or your foot. Lift to a flat back, and then exhale, fold over that front leg. Well done. Inhale, come up. Lift that left knee. Take that foot to the outside of the right knee. Sit back. Draw that knee across towards your right shoulder. Right hand comes over. Left hand around the back. So try and get it in line with the coccyx as close as you can. As you push that heel down, it lifts the spine. And as you exhale, turn, look over the left shoulder. Well done. Inhale all the way around. Have a little counter twist. And then come back to the centre. And we're going to come down to lying down. Hug the knees into the chest and roll down onto the back. And hug the knees into the chest. And then just a gentle roll from side to side. So you're using the floor to massage the back. And then we're going to bring the left heel down to the floor by our sit bones and cross the right leg over the top. So your right hand is going to go through your legs, left hand around and bind the hands around the back of that left leg. Inhale, lay the head down. And as you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up off the floor. Draw the foot towards the face and the face towards the foot. If you want, you can try and straighten that leg and maybe touch yourself on the third eye with your toe. And then inhale, come all the way down, and we'll swap straight over. So left foot over the top of the right foot. Bring the hands between the legs. Bind the hands behind the hamstring. Inhale, lay the head down. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up off the floor. Draw the face towards the foot and the foot towards the face. If you want to try and straighten the leg and just touch yourself on the third eye. Well done. Inhale, come all the way down, straighten the legs. Breathe into the tummy. Give your feet a little waggle from side to side. And then draw the knees into the hips. And then see if you can take a hold of your big toes with the first two fingers on each hand. So the first goal really is to see if you can get your legs straight like this. So this is really what you're trying to get. If this is not possible, then forget about everything else that I'm going to do from this point for the next couple of moves. But if you need to pop your belt over your legs in order to that they're straight, then pop your belt over your legs. But if you can get your legs straight, what we're going to do is take an inhale, and on the exhale I'm staying on my shoulders in the back of my head, so I'm not crunching into the back of my neck. I'm going to inhale, and on the exhale roll all the way up and over, and see if I can bring my toes down to the floor for plough pose. Then the knees slowly roll down through the spine. Bring the hands underneath the bum, thumbs are touching, And as you straighten the legs, let yourself come up and onto your elbows. So again, as you tip the tailbone down, push into the forearms, lift the chest, and let the head lie back in your counter pose. Inhale, lift the head, roll the knees into the chest, and a gentle rock from side to side. So, left hand comes out to the side, lays flat on the floor, right hand onto the left knee. On an exhale, gently lower the knees to the right and turn the head and look to that outstretched left hand. So you might feel that tightness into the hip here. So again, you can bring your thumb into your lower back and you can massage them muscles in the lower back, or you can massage around the hip. You could even, again, use the fist just to loosen that tightness off around the hip. And then back to the centre, hug the knees in, a little rock forwards and backwards. And then left hand to right knee, right hand out to the side, gently lower the knees to the left, turn the head, look to the outstretched right hand, create that nice spiral twist. And then you can bring the thumb into the lower back. And again, you can use the fist to gently open up around the hip joint, around the glute. And then let the knees come into the centre, hug them in, have a little rock forwards and backwards. And then open the knees as wide as you can, take a hold of the feet, pull down on the feet for your happy baby, and then roll over to the left, roll over to the right, and just use the floor to massage the back. You can roll all the way back and forwards, get that roll into the spine. But when you're ready, come into lying down, preparing for your Shavasana. Let the feet come about hip distance apart. Let the feet fall out to the side. You can have your hands on your heart, or you can let them fall out to the side. Palms facing up or palms facing down, whichever is most comfortable for you. Just gently move the shoulders, let the shoulders relax into the floor, and gently lay the head down. Taking a nice big inhale, filling yourself all the way up, and a nice long sigh on the exhale, just surrendering yourself to the floor. And then just letting the breath come and go. Maybe observe the breath. You'll notice how some breaths are just an ordinary breath, and then there'll be a big deep breath come from nowhere, and maybe some breaths hardly exist at all. Slowly starting to bring yourself back. Starting to become aware of your breath. Aware of noises inside and outside of the room. Starting to gently move fingers and toes, reconnecting the mind, the body, the spirit. On your next inhalation, raise your arms up and over your head. And on the exhalation, have a real early morning stretch. Stretch through your fingers, stretch through your toes. Bring yourself right the way back into the here and now. And then with the eyes closed, gently draw the knees into the chest, hug them in, roll onto the right hand side. Take a moment there. And when you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. If you need to sit on your block or on your cushion, that's fine. Relax the shoulders down the back. Relax the tummy. Just let the breath come and go. Taking your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your tummy, and taking a few moments for your gratitude practice today. What are you truly grateful for in this very moment? Feel that gratitude throughout the whole body. Take a nice big inhale, fill yourself all the way up, and a big long sigh on the exhale. Again, inhale. And one more time, let's release any last negative energy trapped in the body. Inhale. Bring the hands to a prayer at the third eye, lower them down to the heart space, tip the chin forward. So use this prana that you've gathered during your practice today and manifest it in the outside world as patience and tolerance for the people around you. But first and foremost, patience and tolerance for yourself. We're always our own worst enemies, our own worst critics. Believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. You are incredible. You are powerful. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are confident. You are all of these things. Just believe in yourself and have faith. Look after the universe that you live in and the planet that you live on. Take care of all your family and friends. By all your family and friends, I mean all living creatures that live, walk and breathe upon this earth. Inhale the hands to the third eye. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much, everybody. Got joined by Molly. We haven't met Molly. Molly. This is Molly. I met Miko last week. So, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that, Leanne. So, remember, if you get a stiff back, it's movement that you need, really. There's no real science behind it. It's just get that back moving and then the energy starts moving. Because don't forget that the back is where all of the energy goes from the spinal cord, then everything feeds out from there. So if that's tight, everything's tight. Energy's down. If energy's down, boom. Then we go into this space. And then it's just, a big rabbit hole down to lockdown oblivion. So if you're feeling tight and stiff, get your body moving. It gets your energy moving. So it refreshes your mind. It makes you feel better. It actually gives you a lift. So if you're feeling down, get moving. Shift about. If you've got a stiff back, little bits of this sequence will really help it out. So I thank you so much. Thank you. That was bliss. I thank you. Thank you for your lovely comments. So don't forget, I'm here Tuesday night, 6:30, all Dave, all night. And Fridays, of course. So let's make it a regular thing. I'll see you Tuesday. All Dave, all night on Dave TV. Bye.